Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Today, my group is presenting our group assignment about current issue in recruitment and selection process. We are choosing the topic of lack of quality candidates. Now, I am Nur Hanisa binti Muhammad Jumain and my team, Nur Maisara, Wan Nur Syamimi, Muhammad Syamim Izzat and Nurul Fatiha will start our presentation. Lack of quality candidate is the biggest issue in recruitment process faced by the employers today. This hiring issue occurred due to disparity between talent demand and supply. Most of the company require quality candidate as their employee, but the industry faced shortage of quality applicant. According to a survey conducted by the National Federation of Independent Business, 87% of human resource professionals said they had little or no qualified candidate for the vacancy. They also found a scarcity of skilled workers is a major obstacle to business expansion. Unfortunately, this hiring issue is only going to become worse and bring some impact on the business operation. Why it is important to raise the awareness toward this issue? First of all, the lack of skilled applicant is number one recruitment issue, as it is also happened in developed countries like Canada and Australia. Businesses in Canada say they find it is hard to find employees, and it is not because prospective applicants are not qualified for the job, but the candidate lack of soft skills. According to a recent study by Harris Poll published by Express Employment Professional, 59% of Canadian companies are having trouble finding quality candidates to fill open positions. A third of those companies said one of the main reasons is the potential worker lack of soft skills such as reliability, flexibility, and desire to learn. Australian firms are experiencing difficulty in finding right employee during recruitment and selection process. According to a new report by Hays Australia, when it comes to making recruiting decisions, there are simply not enough quality candidates available. Nick Delagenis, Managing Director of Hays in Australia and New Zealand, said, "It is a tricky situation as some job functions still have an excess of candidates, while other jobs, especially the jobs that require highly skilled and experienced experts, face a scarcity of suitable employees." Secondly, it is important to raise the awareness about the lack of quality candidates, as it is a serious issue since this issue occurs in various sectors such as manufacturing sector and tourism sector. Manufacturing sector also face the same problem, which is lack of quality candidates. Based on a survey of more than 300 hiring decision makers representing a mix of US found, finding a staff with the right qualification has shown to be incredibly hard. Although the manufacturing skill shortage has been a continuing problem for several years, the study shows that many more manufacturers are now having a particularly difficult time finding quality employers to fill crucial job positions compared to a year ago. Before the pandemic, only 38% of manufacturers had this problem, but the number has risen to 54% today. Moreover, tourism sector also need to cope with the same problem. Lack of quality candidates creating recruitment issues for travel firms. Barbara Kolosinka, Director at CNM Travel Recruitment and CNM Executive Recruitment, said the shortage of quality candidates is affecting the market and causing problems for many travel companies in terms of hiring. Businesses in Australia's eastern regions, for example, are looking for workers to fill the gap caused by the skills shortage, since it is said to be affecting tour operators and travel agencies.
Hiring and retaining talent requires a well-thought-out and strategic process. To overcome challenges, a company needs to make some changes in the hiring process to improve the result and land the candidates who will excel in the organization. Here are three of the challenges in hiring quality candidates faced by the employer. First, difficulty to reach qualified candidates. Chances for job posting to appear on the radar of the best qualified candidates are low, unless the company has a well-established brand with huge global reach. According to the 2020 Glassdoor research report, 76% of HR managers admit that attracting the top talent is their biggest recruitment challenge. as technology brings down the geographical barriers even further. Expanding reach into an extensive talent pool is the need of the hour. Second, lack of branding. A company definitely wants to find quality employees, but if a candidate has never heard of the company and the company doesn't have a strong online presence, the company is less likely to find a quality candidates. If a company is trying to build a brand, think about working smarter, not harder. What this means is to use existing available resources. Ask current employees to increase the company online presence with solid review. Ask current employees to increase the company's online presence with solid reviews. A prospective employee will do their research before taking a job with a particular company. If the company's online presence is minimal or worse, they are likely less interested in working for the business. Lastly, losing applicants to competitors. The employer may need to impress the candidate with the things the job can offer and be able to do it quickly. A company should know that they need to have a competitive offer for a job that includes paid vacation time, benefits, flexibility, and more. A company must have offers to competitive salaries as well as flexible time and space for growth. Workers entering the job market know their worth and are likely not to settle when there could be a more competitive offer out there. Be willing to negotiate. After all, it is true that you get what you pay for, and it's the same for hiring new employees.
Next, I will talk about the positive impact of hiring quality candidates. So, part of the business is the hiring of persons to fill the manpower needs of every industry. In line with that, if a particular company is designed to accept and hire the right persons for a job, it is certain that the business operations of the said company will become successful. The logic is that the success of the company depends upon the way employed individuals diligently and efficiently perform their duties, responsibilities, and functions. The people are inclined to protect the state of the company since it would be an indicator that we could live a comfortable life. Having enough earnings or money for survival is the basic purpose of finding the right job. In connection, finding the right job carries with it the responsibility to be the right person for the right job. So, why hiring quality candidates will bring positive impact? Because first, it can maximize your productivity, and then secondly, able to protect your image as an employer, and then you'll save time. So first is able to maximize productivity. Your time is valuable, and so your manager's time. Running a hiring process means you're pulling a high-level members of your team out of the day-to-day routines, having them to review applications and conduct interviews. When you have 4 or 5 interviews every day for a few weeks, it's tough to get much of your other work done. A quick and thorough hiring process allows you to get back to work sooner and with great efficiency. Employees who are capable of taking ownership of their work and their place within your company will not only help your business prosper, but they work to stabilize and improve your company at all levels of growth. Next is you are able to protect your image as an employer. When your company cultures goes downhill, word will always get out. If your employees aren't saying good things about your business, or if they are leaving because they are no longer happy with their jobs, those things reflect poorly on you as an employer. So if you post the same job twice in a 6-month period, that also reflects poorly on you as an employer. Hiring the right people will protect your reputations on both fronts. When you hire the right people, you can focus on running your business rather than worrying about whether employees are getting the job done and done right the first time. Productivity loss isn't the only problem with stranding yourself or your business leaders in interview rooms. The other issue is even simpler: boredom. After a while, every resume can start looking the same and interviews feels interchangeable. When you spend too much time conducting a hiring process, your own boredom might leave you poorly equipped to recognize top candidates. The fewer and further between your hiring processes are, the easier it will get down to business with a clear head and find the diamond in the rough.
Next, I will be presenting the negative impact if you are neglecting in hiring a quality candidate.
The consequences of not hiring a quality candidate may be unavoidable because sometimes employees were tricked by candidates' great CVs and interview, but still they may not be the right fit for the role. But nonetheless, the mistake can cause serious problems for the organization. These three consequences from the Robert Half Management Insights report on how to avoid common hiring mistake has revealed what your business may encounter if you are not hiring a quality candidate. First, your business may encounter lost productivity. If you have a bad hire and the employee cannot do their job effectively or as well as the person they replace, it means wasted time. The organization may be investing the same amount of resources in the staff member but seeing significantly less output in return. Over a period of time, this can have a real impact on the results and the overall performance of the team. When faced with a struggling colleague, other employees may start assuming other duties which are not really in their job description. This not only impacts their own performance and productivity at work, but their ability to keep appointments, hit targets, and also maintain standards. Second, your business may encounter lower staff morale. If a bad hire is working at below capacity due to a lack of skills or motivation, this can quickly have a knock-on effect on the rest of the workforce. One of the first things to take a hit may be the staff morale. If employees are asked to do more to cover for a struggling colleague, yet still receive the same salary, it can cause tension and potentially conflict. A bad hire who has a negative attitude towards work can have a knock-on effect on the staff morale. If they are unable to fit seamlessly into existing teams and get on with their colleagues, it can ruin the atmosphere in the office. This potentially impacts on how much employees enjoy doing their work and the likelihood they will stay with the organization for the long term. Last but not least, your business may encounter monetary costs of finding a replacement. It costs money to hire employees and then replace them. Organizations need to create a job description, advertise roles, read through CVs and application forms, and carry out interviews. All the while, they may be operating short-staffed due to a lack of capacity in the office. Even after the new employee joins the company, there is onboarding expenditure to consider. Plus the fact, the recruit may not be as proactive as the experienced person they replace. First, a bad hire will give stress to the managers. Managers are already under a considerable amount of pressure to manage teams when those groups are comprised of competent and efficient employees. Add a bad hire to any team, and it is guaranteed to create a critical amount of stress for any manager. Firstly, the manager had to deal with a conflict between co-workers that can possibly cause uncomfortable environment in the office. Other than that, a bad hire also putting the manager under a lot of pressure when he needs to reschedule the task given for the new hire that different from the offer made during the interview. Fifth, your business may encounter potential legal issues. If an employee is a very bad hire, one that is untrustworthy enough to possibly engage in criminal activity, your business could emerge in a lengthy and expensive legal battle. Examples of the usual cases caused by the bad hires are sexual harassment, sabotage, fraud, theft, and many more.
So next is recommendation in solving the issue. So firstly is utilize an ATS. ATS is the most important element of an efficient recruitment strategy. Is an applicant tracking system. An ATS enables recruiters to track applicants over the course of the entire recruitment process from the application to the offer letter and automate communication so elite don't fall through the track. Next is optimize job description. Careful in crafting job description will help
to attract the best possible people for this job because it makes your posting stand out from the rest. A few key questions need to ask is what kind of person is the best fit for this job, not in terms of their schooling, their skill, their knowledge, but in terms of their personality, background, and culture. Other than that is, what will the average day look like for the person who fill this role? What are their typical duties? What access they have to leisure activities on their breaks? And what are their overarching goals? The most important thing is what sort of long-term performance objective should the candidate to be able meet? Are they going to be in charge of overall smooth operation, a reduction in customers' complaint and successful new product launch? The last recommendation is involve the team. A company should always aim to involve the team they are hiring for the staff recruitment process so that they know the company day to day and where the current skill gaps are better than anyone else. Employees are the heartbeat of every company, which is why it is important to hire the best people for each position that you fill. An organization's success can be aided by effective recruitment and selection. Both internal and external sources of employees should be examined during the recruitment process. Organization will be more likely to recruit diverse set of candidates of this result. Furthermore, a true recruitment and selection process should be undertaken.
This is the end of our group presentation about the current issues. Thank you so much.